Welcome back, everyone, and thanks so much for watching. As you can see, we're out in the woods today. It's always a good day when you can get out. But doing a kind of a quick follow-up to a habitat video that was uploaded, gosh, 2 to 3 weeks ago, maybe. And one of the comments in the comment section, which was very legit, and thank you, by the way, if you leave comments, it's very helpful because we're all learning. We're all learning out here. But one of the comments was based on the time of year, whether it's winter time with the natural regrowth, like a lot of what you can see behind me here. And that's a very good point. So I want to get into that for just a moment. So real quick here before we get into the actual content where we are. So we're actually out on kind of a ledge that's going down. That down there in the bottom of the valley is where this clearing is that we're talking about. But I can show some examples up here too. And then this goes down this direction over here. And then it just goes straight out. And that actually goes straight out to the road. So this is almost kind of like a miniature, almost like a mini ridge. It's really a hill that comes out overlooking the property. But anyway, so the comment that came up, and I'm kind of showing some of this regrowth here for a reason. The comment that came up was the time of year. So the things that I discussed as far as making this kind of like a revolving door of habitat, that is true to an extent. So we rely mainly on just the native growth of this property from burns and all kinds of things. And you can see what I'm looking at here. Well, a lot of this is going to be picked through, and it's definitely going to be dead come January, for example. But that's perfect for deer right now. This is actually an opening up here, and you can see where we've done some burns through here. But very good comment that somebody made was that, well, you're going to run out of food essentially when you get into the wintertime. Sorry, I couldn't get my thoughts straight there. So when you think about all the native regrowth and the way that we kind of manage it here, a lot of it hinges on the timing of the rut and the timing of when we want to hunt the deer. So if our rut, let's say we're in January, and there are parts in the southeast where it's in January. If our rut was in January, especially later January, that would be completely bad here because most of this stuff has kind of died off come January, but we don't hunt that much here at all. So for us, it's not worth the effort. Our rut is the end of Thanksgiving, end of November, Thanksgiving week into the first part of December. So think about that when it comes to when you're opening up. So you may, depending on your goals and what you want to do, planning a food plot or having some kind of supplemental food source might be the key. But also keep in mind wherever you're at, if you have a pass through, if deer are coming through and using your property regardless to go to another food source, then you just work on your stand access and work on your stand placement and so forth. But that is one thing I wanted to add. I hope it's helpful for some people. I mean, look, all this stuff is just, and you got to think about it too. A lot of it's dependent on your property, and a lot of it's dependent on your kind of goals that you plan to set in. So, you know, how you want to go and attack it. For us, we like to keep it as natural as possible. We just find it the easiest. But again, that's just us. You see, for example, over here on this side too, this is the other side of the hill. I can actually get up on this rise a little bit. You can see it going down. I mean, we have plenty of natural growth all through this property. And this is normally just almost like a drop off a valley. Like if you were here in the wintertime and you had a big buck coming up through that draw down there, you would see it very clearly from here. But this gives them a lot of good cover. So for us, it's not just the food source, it is putting the effort into trying to get this kind of native growth. Now, what would be ideal in here is if we had more opening up in the trees than we do. This would actually, a lot of these pines could use a thinning and we could take some other down. But I haven't quite got bold enough yet to try that because that's such a big undertaking and I really just don't want to disturb the property that much. But I think it will happen at some point. But anyway, I hope that kind of clears that up. I know there was a comment on it, and I just wanted to add that yes, it definitely depends. I'm just kind of panning around here. It definitely depends on your goals and also the time of year. So, you know, and if your goals are to get the biggest, awesomest buck, you may need to do some supplemental stuff to lure him out of wherever he's at. For us, we just try to manage the herd as best as possible when we hunt for meat. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Again, just a quick update to that other habitat one. I just wanted to kind of put in some more info out there just to kind of show that, yes, this is useful, but it does depend on your situation. So, you know, again, if you're going into the wintertime and you're going to be hunting them hard in the wintertime, you might need to think about your food source because they will change their patterns and all that as that food source runs out. So, but I'm going to get out of here because I've got quite the hike to get back to the cabin and I hear thunder. So that's wonderful. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like if you can, and we will chat with you guys next time.